Hi there, Taurus. It's really uncanny how often the Death, Devil, and Tower card showed up in this series of readings. And you received the Devil and the Tower card in your reading. But don't feel bad. One of the signs received 2 Death cards and a Devil card. Now, another prominent feature of these readings was that there'd be a really negative card paired with a really positive card. And for some oddball reason, they would balance each other out into harmony. And it was like an acceptance of defeat and victory at the same time. Now, the cards on the left for the past, you received the Hierophant and the Ace of Swords. Now, the Hierophant represents Taurus, or Taurus represents the Hierophant. So this could be personifying you. Now, this card can represent traditional Orthodox teaching, putting things into a social order. But this card always reminds you that there is truth and justice, and right and wrong. But sometimes people make their own truth, and the truth is just what matters to them. And this is swaying away from the solidarity that this card typically represents. And this card can bring either blessings or warnings. Now, the pillars on both sides of the Hierophant represent good and evil. And you receive the Ace of Swords as the clarification card. And this card too can represent either the good side of the sword or the bad side with the evil machinations. Our free will is what dictates which way this sword will be used. Will it be able to cut through the crap and find the truth, or will it undercut and hurt and harm? It symbolizes the authority of the sword. So does this sword represent truth or deception? Now, the funny thing about this Ace of Swords is that it can be a lot like the Emperor, and you're going to see the Emperor's right next door to it. This card can control freedom, challenges logic over emotions, truth and justice, sudden change, and inner strength. And this epitomizes the Emperor also. And the sword represents the mind, and it comes down to mind over matter, or matters, but what does really matter to you? And let's question, did the Hierophant that's next to the Ace of Swords actually discover the truth? Let's go over to the base of the spine for what I consider sourcing and urgings. And this can be experiences from past lives, through your childhood, all the way up to the present, and how you feel about it unconsciously. And you receive the Devil and the Emperor. Now, this is another great example of a negative card paired up with a positive card. The Devil could mean a lot of things. There's a lot of disruptive desires, and probably relationships going on the skids. There's avarice, selfishness, bondage, denial. But I think here it's more like a overload of obsession of some sort, something that has brought your shadow self out. And you haven't made some good decisions recently. Or maybe it's somebody around you that's acting out some dramas, and it's affecting your life. You know, this can be addictions, but not everybody is addicted to booze and sex and sugar. And normally I see that it's more denial. It's denial of the truth. You might look at the truth, but you don't actually see it. And I see the Devil and the Emperor like the satire of the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other, and the devil's going, go for it, who cares what they think? And, you know, the Emperor's on the other side going, get some control here. Make some organization, structure, responsibility in your life. Make some laws and rules that make boundaries for civility. So if you take heed of the Emperor is equalizing the Devil card. Now up above for your pelvic and sacrum for awakening and growth of all kinds. And this can even include your sexual prowess. You receive the Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Now the Queen of Pentacles is earthly and the High Priestess is cosmic. So you have these two arenas meeting. The Queen of Pentacles is the mother of practical affairs. She does planning and goal setting and organizes her life, really similar to the Emperor. She's got a good grip on reality, and she wants you to get a good grip on reality too. Now, the High Priestess is opposite to that because she's the one that gives you cosmic guidance. She's the interpreter from the cosmos down to the earth. And she brings these cosmic messages to you through intuition, premonitions, coincidences, dreams. And you have to start putting these together and not only just looking but seeing, because her messages are very subtle. And if you can identify them, then you have to interpret them. I don't know if you've noticed, but I just did that. Almost every category of these cards have a major arcana card in it. Now, one of the readings actually had every category had a major arcana card. But yours, that's not true, but that means there is some commanding energy in this reading. Now, the cards up above, the Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess, for your solar plexus, for your feeling and sensing, which can be your gut feelings. You receive the Lovers and the Six of Pentacles. This card is about basic human impulses: sex, pleasure, desire, love. It's about all different levels of irresistible affection for things, people, things, spiritual versus physical, earthly versus divine. But the main theme of this card is about making a decision, making a good decision in life, because this is vice versus virtue. And what will happen in your future and the consequences involved if you go with vice and stand behind the devil versus virtue. Now, the clarification card for the Lovers is the Six of Pentacles. This is a card that has many levels. It's the alms card. It's about charity. But it's really about, are you the giver? Are you the receiver? And that you have to find balance in between that. And you have to discern also that you can give to people, but sometimes you give too much. And then you become the enabler. And then you're doing responsibilities for somebody that should be doing them for themselves. And when you do that, you take on their karma. You take on their energy for the good or the bad. This card wants you to find balance between incoming and outgoing. And that's in emotions. It's not only finances. Because Pentacles is not only money and finances, but it's also health and well-being. Now, in the cards in the center, for the heart of the matter, you receive the Ace of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Wands is the promise of a new beginning, a creative, inspirational new beginning with fruitful endeavors involved in it. This card is heaven giving the earthly plane a message of good fortune. And it is time to take on new ventures. And this card rules childbirth, family, health, vital energy. Now, whatever visions or goals you have in your mind, it's time to start putting them into a reality. Sit down in front of the drawing board and start scribbling out some plans. Things don't come to the couch, and Wands means action and doing, so it's time for you to get out there and start doing some things, shaking up some cages. It wants you to firmly grip the wand and take direction of your life path. But there's some clouds over the kingdom because the Five of Pentacles is the impoverishment card, disparagement, deprivation. And there could be some financial loss involved in this, but normally it's emotional hara-kiri. It's emotional turmoil that's put you into some kind of depression. There's been some kind of fall from grace and misfortune involved in this. Maybe your adversaries beset you or made the best of you, but you feel like a victim or a martyr. Now let's digress for a minute and go back to the past cards. Now the Hierophant is number 5, and the Ace of Swords is number 1, and we add them together and it's 6. And then we go up to the Lover's card, and that's a 6. And then you receive the Six of Pentacles. And then down in the center, for the cards for the heart of the matter, you receive the Ace of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, and you add that together and it's a 6 again. And the number 6 means more like love and harmony of balance. But somewhere in the midst of this, things have been unbalanced because the force of the Devil card. And the truth that you're not seeing for some reason with the Hierophant card. Now the cards on the bottom right for your throat for communicating and teaching, receive the Fool and the Six of Cups. Now the Fool is saying to you, it's time for you to go on a quest, a self-discovery, a discovery of the mysteries of life and the mysteries of your life. And maybe even the mystery of why you're not seeing the truth completely. It's time to do some soul searching. Soul searching is one of the most painful exercises a human can do, but it should be done often. You know, this card can herald refreshing new beginnings with freedom and optimism, but there's a perilous naivety connected to this card as well. Now, the Six of Cups is a card about your past and your memory. This card can actually say that past influences are favorably affecting your present life. A lot of times I've seen this card where it's more like emotional baggage, but I don't think it is here. There's some new beginnings. And this card can also say that somebody from your past is going to walk back into your life. And in this case, bring some positive things. Bring some good things into the party. Maybe some knowledge from the past is going to give you courage to face the future. I have a feeling that you're seeking some solace and healing from your past. And this card can be important to gifts, rekindled love, sexual pleasure, and new environments. And possibly even some type of inheritance, the blessing of childbirth, and the loving care of your family. Now up above for your third eye for seeing and envisioning, you receive the Ten of Cups and the Justice card. Now the Ten of Cups is the happiness card. You're getting a glimpse of heaven over the rainbow of cups. But there was storms of trials and tribulations before you got to look over the rainbow of cups. Now it's bringing happiness and stability and comfort. Harmonious relationships with lovers, family, friends, neighbors, co-workers. But the one requirement for this card for happiness is having simplicity, honesty, unpretentiousness. Because a complicated life is not a happy life. Now when you see the Justice card, it's usually saying that something's been out of balance and it's coming back into balance. But she has this sort of accountability in her hand. And either you can receive rewards or punishment for your past behavior. And really all your past actions are connected to your present state of affairs. And the truth will come out. Finally, maybe you're seeing the truth and not just looking at it. And the cards up above for your crown, for your knowing and understanding, you receive the Eight of Cups and the King of Cups. Now the Eight of Cups is saying something happened where you're just walking away from it. I'm just going to let it go. Even the way the cups are stacked, they're imbalanced. And this was what Justice has been pointing out, is that something has been out of balance. And now you just have to let it go. It's time to cut your losses and walk away. I think this is about the 4th or 5th time in this series of readings that I've been saying, just let it go. You might think, oh bummer, I'm walking away from something, but in reality, celebrate, because you're freeing yourself from bondage, something that was holding you down, the devil, down at the base of your spine. He entrapped you into some type of bondage, and now you're saying, yeah, I see the truth and I'm going to free myself. And the King of Cups is there to assist in you attaining your long-term goals. And he's one person that can exercise emotional control and also help a heart to heal that's been hurt emotionally. Now the cards on the right for your future, you receive the Moon, the Tower, and the Ace of Pentacles. Now the moon is about secrets and deception. It instills fear of the unknown. It connects to the high priestess over there for intuition and dreams and premonitions. But again, it's reminding you that don't allude yourself to the fact that you can ignore the truth. And for some reason, maybe you had, because the tower is falling. There's been some sudden change in circumstances. And now, oddly enough, the tower is a neutral card. So it's up to you how you respond to this, for which way the tower falls. Is this going to be a good thing in your life or a bad thing? Are you going to go with the devil? Are you going to use these aces for new beginnings? The Lover's card. To make some changes in your life. The tower is indicating that there's been some kind of failure of relationships or beliefs. Some things that you thought were a reality and the truth were actually not. Things were an illusion because of the moon card. But now I hear it saying you can straighten things out, because the Ace of Pentacles is a promise of a new beginning. It's offering you possible gifts of value and the fates of fortune of wealth and well-being. It's a real-time potential for success in money, business matters, and even eclipsing financial struggles. This can be a talisman of protective powers. And this talisman is indicating you, because Pentacles is Earth and Taurus. So you've got something that represents you in the past, the Hierophant, and now you have something that represents new beginnings in you in the future. Now I pulled a Enduring Virtue Messages of the Angel card, and you received Omega. Victory. Your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. Well, basically, yeah. After you went through the whole gauntlet, victory is the Ace of Pentacles. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.